Pittsfield Middle High School is a small rural school district. We're located in an old mill town in central New Hampshire. We now have about 575 students in grades preschool through 12. Our free and reduced lunch rate is 58%, which is more than double the New Hampshire average. We've developed with our community a 7 to 10 year plan for school development. One element is student ownership for learning. We want students to take a greater responsibility for their own learning, to take more control of their own learning, to be more deeply engaged, and we believe that student-led conferences supports that aim.
Okay, Hannah. So you can start with introductions, and I'm really just going to sit back.
My short-term goal has been to go to Concord Tech next year. I am currently going to Concord Tech. To be able to go to my second year of cosmetology, I have to pass the competency exam.
Prior to student-led conferences, we had parent-teacher conferences where parents would take the initiative to sign their students up for a 15-minute block. Most parents that were coming to the parent-teacher conferences were parents of students who had A's and B's, and for the most part were high-achieving students.
Our parent-teacher conferences before were very poorly attended. We had perhaps 10% of parents take the opportunity to come in to participate. Immediately, right from the start, our attendance rate of parents increased to over 90%.
The preparation really starts in their advisory groups. For the portfolios today, we talked about collecting 3 work samples last week. The portfolio really is the most important piece for the student-led conference. It includes developing short and long-term goals, tracking their graduation progress, developing a gap analysis so they have an idea of which courses they're going to take the following year, and it also tracks their community service. Students will collect 3 samples of work. They'll write a reflection about why they chose that work, what the process was for that product, and how it connects to each one of their competencies. It can include resumes, college applications. They'll put newspaper clippings, artwork, just to describe who they are.
In my portfolio, I have a couple of my assessments throughout the year from different classes, some that I've done really well in and others that I've struggled in. I want to pick ones that I can connect to my learning as a whole. I've definitely learned my learning style, and that's the biggest thing. And being able to present it kind of makes it a lot more solid.
The student-led conferences definitely are more interactive, and they do answer a whole lot more questions of how the student is actually feeling about their education and where they're headed.
Because I decided on my exact field of study, I realized that UNH Manchester is actually really, really well known in the deaf world and interpreting world. So I'd have a really good name behind me, and it's so much cheaper. It's $13,000 a year compared to $56,000 a year.
And all the instructors are deaf. Every one of them, yep.
And the one thing that really stuck with me is the fact that it's such a small community and so close-knit.
So I think what's really cool is to see that Sarah's found her passion in teaching sign language and working with deaf people. I know in my junior, through the student-led conference, students are not only thinking about the schools that they want to go to, but they're thinking about, does it offer my major? Is it going to be the right fit for me? I know so many of my students that much better, having gone through the process of talking about what their hopes and dreams are and what they need to do to make sure that they're prepared for post-secondary life.
We've seen our attendance rate increase, our dropout rate decrease. We've seen dramatic differences in our students' college-going plans as they graduate. And I think walking through the school, you see a significant difference as an observer in levels of student engagement.